Alright, hi guys. We are going to continue on with our next section, and we're going to we're actually going to skip around a little bit in this chapter, but for now we're going to continue on our normal path, and we're going to go to section 4.4, which is sums of integers using our old friend, the number line. Now, I know a lot of you have been doing some of these problems in Khan Academy, and you'll probably be experts, which is totally fine. But we're going to go through the motions anyway, because there'll be some little small things that you'll catch that's important. So we see this a lot in money, and we're tracking expenses and things that we've made. So, for example, let's take somebody, and let's take our little example of Leslie. Let me make sure that I'm writing on the screen and everything looks okay. Sorry, let me get everything sorted. And so she started with $20 that her parents gave her, and she's trying to save up to go to a fair. Started with $20. $20. Then she spent $6 on a sandwich. Hopefully it was a good sandwich. It's always important. And then she made $15 babysitting. Then she made $10 mowing her neighbor's lawn. The question is, how much money is left, and how would we set this up as a long set of integer additions and subtractions? So what we would do if we're going to take this is we're going to be using that number line. And our number line, remember, is our key for all of these problems. And a lot of it seems easy, but it's important to have that number line there on your page to look back to, because it can get a little bit tricky when you're adding negatives, subtracting positives, subtracting negatives, and adding positives. Well, adding positives should be easy, but the rest can be a little bit tricky. So for this setup here, how I would write this as an expression is I would say we started with 20, so I know that I've got that. Then we spent $6, so if we're spending money, we're losing money. We made $15 babysitting, plus 15, and made $10 more mowing, right? So I can add all of these things up. Now, I know that I'm saying add all of these things up even when one's a negative, but it still works. We can still get the sum of a bunch of things like this. And I can write it like this if I wanted. I can write positive 20 plus negative 6 plus 15 plus 10. And in this way, look, I am adding up everything. So I am technically getting a sum. And that's what I want to do. I want to total the amount of money that she's got. So in this case, I need to know which direction my number line I'm going. And I can kind of take my negative 6 out till the end. Remember, I can do that using the commutative property. So I could even write this as 20 plus 15 plus 10 plus my negative 6. So I can do 20 plus 15 is 35, plus another 10 is 45, minus 6, which I know to be 39, right? Because when I'm subtracting, I'm moving left along the number line, and when I'm adding, I move right. And that's going to be the key that we're going to be using. So it looks like Leslie has $39. I hope that's enough to go to the fair. It's a lot of money. I hope she uses it wisely and doesn't spend it all on playing stupid games where she won't win. Okay, so let's look at a quick little example. We're going to use a number line to find the sum of these two numbers. Let's do our little example 1. We're going to find the sum of negative 4 plus negative 6. All right, so let's build our little number line. And in this case, we're going to be looking probably lower. So I'm going to put my little 0, my little negative 1, my little negative 2, and so on. and my number line wasn't long enough. All right, so we're going to start here at -4 is going to be kind of our starting place because that's kind of our first number, right? And we're going to add -6. So I know that I'm adding, which normally means that I go right for plus and left for negative. But I have to look at exactly what this is doing. If I add a -6, I'm going to be going left along my number line. So if I'm at -4, I need to move 6 spaces left, right? So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, my number line was terrible there. Hopefully yours is better than mine. And I can see that I end on -10, right? And now I should be able to do this in my head as well, because I can always think of this as -4 minus 6, and I know that minusing 6 will always move me along left. Okay, I owe someone $4 and I owe someone else $6. How much total money do I owe? I owe $10. I'm not in a good space. I should probably settle my debts before the debt collectors start coming. Okay, let's take a look at a couple more of these problems. If you feel like you get it from this point, you can go ahead and do it. I do want you to draw at least one big number line on your page that you can kind of use to look at some of these problems. And I want you to check your answers and make sure that you are correct when you do it in using the answer key. Okay, this time we're going to look at -8 plus 3 plus -2. All right, let's look at our number line. Turns out I'm terrible at drawing straight lines, even when I have a line there to follow, and I'm not sure why that is, so I'm sorry. We have a -8, and that seems important where I'm going to start mine, so I'm going to go kind of like that. Remember, I'm going to go -7, -6, -5, -4, -9, -10, -11. Okay, so I'm going to start here at -8 because, well, it's at the beginning, and it seems like that's going to be it seems like all my numbers are going to be centered around there. I'm going to add 3. Okay, if I'm adding a positive, that means I'm going to be going right. Oops. Make another little thing. That means I'm going to go 3 to the right. So I'm going to go here 1, 2, 3. So I'm currently at -5, and now I'm going to add -2, which means, remember, I'm losing money and I need to go left. So then I need to go back 1, 2, and I'm going to end up here at -7. And I can see that here as well if I wanted to add these out. Oops, I forgot to put a little box around my earlier number. And I can see that my total is going to be 7 because if I have -8 plus 3 minus 2, I can see where it's going to be the same. Because if I simplify this, I could say, well, 3 minus 2 is 1. -8 plus 1, I know is going to be moving to the right 1. And it's going to end me with -7. Okay? The big key here is remembering to go the correct direction when we are using our number line. I'll do one more example before you guys go on your own. Okay, example 3. And we're going to look at -8 plus 7. All right, I've got my number line. -8, -7, -6, -5, -4, 3, 2, -1, 0, and extend it. I can always do that with the number line because it goes to infinity in both directions, right? I'm going to start at -8, and I know that I'm going to move to the right 7 because I'm just adding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to end at -1. And I'm going to get my answer at -1. And I know that because if I start at -8 and I move to the right 7 places, I'll definitely end up with $1. If I owe someone $8, I give them 7, I still owe them $1. I find that it helps me to use money when I'm thinking about this, because I always felt like there's a special place in my brain that understands money better than anything else. Good luck. Try using the number line if you get confused or stuck, and make sure to check your answers. Good luck.